This 9-year-old girl was in danger because of some bad people. After the incident, they left her alone in the hallway. She was barely conscious when Jack, the apartment's security guard, found her. Jack quickly carried her back home. Then he and her parents went to the police to report what had happened. The main suspect lived in the same building as the girl. He had a small, friendly dog. Every day, the girl waited in the hallway for him to return from walking his dog. She loved spending time with the little animal. Since hardly anyone used the stairs, the man started planning something harmful. He even asked a few friends to help him. They made the girl faint in the hallway. Then they carried out their plan. After more than a month of investigation, the police caught all the people involved. The girl, still recovering, went to the station to identify them. Just when everyone thought the case was over, the girl mentioned a fifth person. Shockingly, that person was Jack, the man who had rescued her. Jack explained that when he found the girl, he only covered her with his jacket. He insisted he never harmed her. "If I really did something wrong," he said, "why would I have saved her?" But what was the truth? Jack came from a poor family. His wife made a small living by selling handmade pastries. Their younger daughter was still in school. Their older daughter, Jenny, was a teacher in town. She and her boyfriend had already met each other's parents and were planning their wedding. Jenny saw the news as well, but since the police had kept most details secret, she didn't know one of the people involved was her own father. Her younger sister said the apartment was surrounded by police, and their dad hadn't come home yet. His phone was also unreachable. Jenny realized she needed to go to the apartment to check. A female officer told her all the apartment staff had been questioned. That included her friend's father, Hunter. Anyone found innocent would be released after questioning. But as the night went on, there was still no news about her dad. Jenny's friend grew worried and suggested they go back to the apartment together. When they arrived, Hunter's questioning was already finished. But when Jenny asked about her father, the officer looked serious and told her to go to the station to see the chief. As soon as she sat down, the chief started asking her questions like she was a suspect. That was when Jenny learned that her father had been arrested as the fifth person involved. Jenny's uncle, a well-known lawyer, had received help from Jack before. He promised to take the case and prove Jack's innocence, which eased Jenny's fears a little. Jenny went home quietly, without telling her mother. When she saw a photo of herself and her dad on the mirror, she burst into tears. When Jenny was 10, her teacher often asked her to stay after class under the excuse of extra lessons. His behavior had made her feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would find excuses to keep her alone in the office. One afternoon, she realized he was getting too close and ran away. But later, the teacher showed up at her house when her mother wasn't home. He tried to approach her again, but Jenny froze in panic. Fortunately, her father arrived just in time and made him leave. He told Jenny, "Whenever you're in trouble, remember that Dad is always behind you." Those words gave her courage. Jenny believed that such a kind and upright father could never hurt a child. The next morning, she was awakened by the sound of glass breaking as a rock smashed her window. Jenny carefully stepped outside to look. Everything seemed quiet, but her neighbors stared at her with strange expressions. The morning paper had already published the headline about Jack's arrest.